Hi guys, welcome back to Factorio Vanilla. This is episode 22. So last time we got our robot frames underway and they are ready then to be made into logistics robots and construction robots. So in order to do that we're going to need electronic circuits, green circuits, which we've already got by here, and we're going to need to bring across red circuits in order to actually complete the loop. So if we run right the way over here, do I have enough belt to do this with first of all? Yes we do. So if we run right the way over here for this, and let's go around the train line for a moment. We could continue the line down here, but I don't think that's the best way of doing things. Instead, it might be worth trying to find a way that we can split off these red circuits, which, given we've got part of the money back here anyway, yeah, that seems like a reasonable plan. So we will split them over here somewhere and then bring them down next to bricks on the bus. So that might be a little bit tricky there. What can we do to do something better with this? That can go from there to there. This can go from there to there. And if we make a hole by there, there you go. It's a little bit messy, but it does the trick. So this single row production is not going to be enough long term, but for now it will do what we need it to do, and we can always add it back up or bulk it out later on. So if we just replace that with underground belt, and we can start bringing this under here then in our usual S shape for dealing with problematic joints. So this comes down here, it will come all the way down here, and really I should have done this between episodes, but not to matter, it will work just as well. So this is going to go under the railway, which means extending that slightly. No, other side, that's better. So this will go under here and out the other side, and then we can just follow the line round and link it up at the end. Now this belt is starting to get a little bit crowded. I think rather than removing the energy pole for now, we'll just go under it, and if we need to we can always come back to it later on. But this should run right the way along, and where have we got to? We are almost there, so I reckon if we output these onto belts, and then we can have just a few places making them up here somewhere. That doesn't look too bad. So I think what we're going to do is split green circuits and bring them down, and then bring red circuits up from over here somehow. So how do we want to do that? Well, I suppose the easiest way is to cut a hole in the belt there and just bring it up, up, and across, and then it can go up again here just for a little bit to join onto there. So if we fill in the last little bits that I've taken apart, that joins to there, this one connects the stone back up, and we don't need this bit anymore. So we've now got enough red circuits coming into the one side, and what we want to do as well is make... How is this going to work? So if that goes from there to there, we can then put a splitter in by here. And these two are both going from right to left, so they can just be cut straight out, which allows us to bring this straight down. I think that all makes sense. So then we have a fast inserter here, a fast inserter there, here and here, and then we have a long hand inserter going out there and there, which can go into steel chests for the time being. Which one somewhere? There they are. And then we can put those into a roboport afterwards. So if we power this up and tell them what to make, so this one's going to be construction robots, and this one's going to be logistics robots. We've now got everything we need to actually start filling these up, and we don't want too many of them just sat there, so let's cancel this down to just one stack. And at this point we can build our first roboport, which we're going to need some advanced circuits still to make. So just grab those. What are we short on? We're short on steel. So we can grab some of that from up here as well. There you go, we've got our first roboport. And they can insert into there. Now, there's some fancy combinator stuff that you can do with roboports to set up a list, not a list, sorry, to set up the amounts you want going in so that you only have enough robots in the system to actually fill the roboports. But I won't deal with that too much now. Instead, for now, I'll just get the thing going, and then we can work from there at a later point. If I move that across by 1, we should be able to get all of those under that. Yes, so we can move that pole there. So, why have we run out of these? They are being made, but it looks like they're being made fairly slowly compared to what we need. That's okay, we can live with that, because it will take time to actually build up our stocks of everything. But now that we've got logistics robots and construction robots, I think it's time to come back to this, because we were looking at building... Where is it? We were looking at building power armour. So, we can't build processing units yet, but we've already got electric engine units being made. And in fact, it might be nice to actually have a separate lot of engine units that don't get used straight for this. So that's easy, we can just duplicate this setup. And then we can put them into a box for now. So, do I have any more assembly machines? Yes, got some there. So let's just expand this down slightly. And we will need to add power to this, but that's easy to do. So this one is going to make the engine unit, and this one will make the electric engine unit. Rotate these and add in our underground pipes. Looks like we're a little bit short on underground pipes, but that's okay, we've got some iron still. And then if we just connect that up, and where's the underground pipe gone? There it is. And the last thing we need then is just the inserters, and these can be output onto a really tiny section of belt and into a chest. And again, we don't want too many of them, so if we just put a electric pole there, and limit this to 1 stack in the chest should be fine. So these will feed in slowly, make those, and make our electric engine units. So that will be any artifacts we've already got, they're stored elsewhere in the base. Steel we've already got in a couple of different places nearby, and processing units we are going to have to make in a moment. So where do processing units come from? Well, they are a combination of red, green and sulfuric acid. And sulfuric acid, I believe we are bottling up here somewhere. Is that right? Let's find out. At least I think we are. Yes. So we've got a full tank of sulfuric acid there. So, where do we want to make our blue circuits? Because we're going to need a fair bit of them to launch the rocket anyway. But I think given that we have red circuits happening at the end of the bus bar there, and we've got green circuits happening over there, it would make sense to do our blue circuits down here as well. But of course that means that we're going to need to pipe our sulfuric acid away, and that's quite a long way to pipe that actually. I suppose we can try it for now. If it doesn't work out, we can always shift things around a little bit. So in order to do that, we're going to need a lot more underground pipe, and we should have something making that over here somewhere. Let's have a look. Yep, I can see it there. So let's grab all of that for now. And also that has been depleted, so we can rip this one out of the ground. That will be in a few minutes, but not just yet. That one's still going. So we are starting to wear out some of these deposits, but there's a long way to go yet. Now, how are we going to get this from here right the way over to there? That's going to be quite a difficult one to do. I think what we might do is go up and over the top of the bus. That seems like the best way of doing it to me. And we might have to look into getting some pumps in as we go, but we can take that one step at a time. So if we just run this from side to side, and we'll have to take out some of this just temporarily. There you go. Now we've not quite scraped past the top of here yet, and in fact I think we want to build further up with this, don't we? So I think that looks like a nice gap to actually bring it through. So in that case, where can we get this to go? That's the wrong way around. I want it to be like that and that. Brings across to have that and this, which then comes across. And this can go to there. So that will then link up reasonably nicely. Do I have any normal pipe left? Yes, so that can go there and there. And over in this corner somewhere. There. So we've now got some sulfuric acid coming down. You can see already you've got degradation of the pressure in the pipe, so it's not really reaching all the way along very quickly, but that's okay, we can work with that for the time being. So this will continue to come down and through here. Now this is the point where we could actually do with having robots already, because they would make deconstructing this much easier. As it is, I think I might have to just run through the forest, which unfortunately is not absolutely thrilling. There you go, looks like we're about to come out the other side. So if we run back through this makeshift clearing that we've made, we can then carry on our pipeline. Looks to have all come through successfully. And I'm glad I stopped when I did, because we'd have been flat like a pancake there. So this needs to come through. Let's take it through here instead, because we can definitely squeeze it through the space. And then out the other side. So let's hook up this line still, which needs normal pipe. So something's gone wrong because we've not got anything making it through to here. So where has that stopped? Now I appreciate that it's dark at the moment, so you might not be able to see too well. But where? So it's making it to there, but it's not making it into this square for some reason. Because we have two spaces the same there, and that's no good. So I think the easiest fix might be just to put that in. Otherwise we'd have to rip out all of these and move them all one along. So we've now got sulfuric acid coming right the way along. Check there's nothing coming, nope. Right the way along, past the red circuit area. Past our electric furnace area, and then somewhere by here would be a good spot to put in blue circuits. So what do we need for them again? Let's check. We need 20 green circuits and 2 red circuits, as well as a little bit of sulfuric acid. So I reckon if we put in a row of 10, that's a good starting point. So let's give ourselves plenty of space in case we want to move things around. And we probably want 2 lines, one for green, one for red. So if we set these all up for blue, and then we turn them all around, and what I'll do is I'll put a tank by here just to actually pull the sulfuric acid through so it builds up in here, because that way if we ever do need it there'll be at least a buffer here for some time. But I think the best way to do this, and it's a way of doing it I've used before, is to have this sort of pipe under the belt set up, then all the pipe can link up on the other side. So that will almost complete the setup for this. And in fact we could actually move the whole thing over slightly and then have this outputting as a duplicate on the other side. But that'll do for now. We can always expand it afterwards once we get bots in place. So let's just hook this up somehow. So I think given the circumstances, that might be the best way to do it. So take this one and that one out. They've now ready, and then we can get our two different types of circuit to match up as we need them. So straight away you can see that we don't have enough red circuits coming through. That's something we are going to have to increase. And we don't really have enough green circuits either. But that's okay, we can work with what we've got for the time being. So in a moment we'll have power, then we just need to put our inserters in to actually match everything up. And we're going to need a few more long-hand inserters than we've got. And we're going to need a few more long-hand inserters that we can make, so just grab some iron to get that ready. Add in this extra block at the end so we can actually reach what we need. There you go, and these things take 15 seconds each to craft, so standard inserters would be absolutely fine for getting them out. And then that can join the bus on top of the red line just by there. So there you go, we've got our first blue circuits coming out. And I think that's not a bad place to close the episode because we've accomplished... Oh, I know what we need to do, we need to put the lights in. Anywhere else we've missed? I think we're looking okay for now. But as I was saying, that's not a bad place to close the episode off, because we've managed to start making robots down over here somewhere. We've run the line down so the red circuits connect with everything, and we've got the blue circuits running as well now. So we've actually now got everything we need in order to make power armour. So I don't think we'll actually set up a manufacturing area for power armour. I think I might just grab that in a moment and set up manually, but we've now got everything we need to make power armour, which means we can start working towards some of the other pieces of equipment that will go into it, but I think we'll do that next time. So that's about it for now. This has been Factorio Vanilla. I will see you again tomorrow. Take care.